So here I have already made a simple bar graph of Vancouver crime dataset, just to save some time, and showing the different types of offenses in our data, different kinds of offenses, yeah. And we are going to define a selection in this graph named offense selection, and we're going to use this selection later in our leaflet to operate as a filter. And of course we need to set the color based on that selection. So two things that I'm going to do right now is to write the selection and then set the color. Things that I think we did before as well. So just as a practice, writing a selection. Naming it offense selection. Offense selection. Okay, and then setting the color based on that. So I need to add a condition. Covering the whole color section. And then using the selection in the condition. So if the selections happen, I want to have it to scale. Otherwise I want the value to be right here. Okay, I set that filter, and okay, as you can see here in this vega-like piece of code, we use view of for the visualization. So you can think of view of like this: when you make an object as a view of, in addition to the representation, the graph that you see, you can store a return value as an output from within the cells. So this value that we are going to store is our signal, and then we need something to listen to this signal, listener to access the internals of Vega, error and vega-like visualization, and then notify us with an event when a signal is happening. We will implement this signal using the add signal listener in vega-like, and the signal listener gets the name of our signal and a function as a handler, so that it when it gets the signal, it won't execute the handler function. And also it is worth mentioning that if the signal does not exist, an error will be raised. So when you're writing the signal listener, you need to check if the signal is null, then handling the case of being null for them. So we will start writing the signal listener. The crime bars was the name of my view of here. So I'm writing the signal listener for that bar, so add signal listener, and then the signal would be open selection, and then the function, I write a function to handle that. So what I want to happen when I click a signal, so this selection in my chart is selecting a type of offense. So I'm going to make a new variable named type. So if the value, as I said, if the signal does not exist, it rises error. So we need to handle that. So if value is equal to null, then I need to do something, otherwise not for these guys, otherwise something else, and then closing the brackets and closing the parentheses. Okay. So I need to define a new variable named type, and let's name it type. And so using this type, I can filter, apply filtering in my other visualizations. So all cells in observable are immutable, meaning that we cannot redefine them in the other places. Sometimes we will want to do this, and for this reason observable provides us with the mutable primitive data. And this mutable primitive data allows us to pass data from our callback function to the external variables and so on. So I'm gonna define this type as a mutable data type, and then so if the value is null, I want this to be null, otherwise I want my type to be the value of offense. So value, which is the output of our view of our graph dot offense. Okay, and then we define the mutable variable. So okay, and then we need to define the mutable type as null. Okay. Okay, so what if I select nothing? I mean, we are using the content of mutable variable type to filter out data somewhere else. If we select nothing, then we will return an empty data structure. To avoid this, we can make an array to form a set to store the potential values, so that the type variable only can carry a set of unique values. And this set is an object, so we will turn it to an array using array form. Okay, so in order to make this selection, let's call it b selection, and I'm gonna make a set. So if the type is not empty, let's write an is empty function later. And if the type is not empty, then we will write this condition checking if we have any element in our mutable variable, definitely. And so in that case, return me a new set of Vancouver crime 2 map and getting the offense values. And then we need to put this new set and return it as a form of array.form. So array.form, and otherwise I want to return type. And then I need to write the isEmpty function. So writing the function checking if my my type is empty or not. Not isn't. And Alt Enter. If there's anything, return false, otherwise return true. And then we can use this signaling, the signal that we are getting, as a filter for another visualization. Let's add it to a vega-light and form, and then first like a visualization drawn with vega-light, and then using the leaflet map and see if we can use the filter there as well. So I have this line chart, and all I need to do is to add some lines to it to use the selection as a transform. I want to filter, and the field that I'm gonna filter is offense, and this offense should be from the selection. Okay, so we write the transform, and now I can see. Okay, now we can see that when I change my selection in the first graph, the second graph also changes. Hopefully, yeah. Let's, for practice, add another signal using the time brush, and like brushing the brushing the line chart, and then selecting a filter, making a select for the filter, and then adding that value, like modifying that value in